Welcome to Inside the Newsroom. I'm Gyllenhaal, the Herald's executive editor. And today we turn to the mailbag, where your letters and emails have addressed everything from the oil spill in the Gulf to political coverage in recent weeks. And here are some answers to your questions. The first comes from Keith D. Smith, Jr. of Miami Gardens, who wrote of the Gulf spill, "I find it sickening," quoting him, "and disturbing that you can't put down your notepads and cameras and wade into the water to rescue a pelican." Well, it's a fair question, and one that is as old as journalism. When do you step back from a story to help? And there are plenty of times you do that, when a crime is in the works, or when people are in danger, or when a kind word or information is needed. But in this particular case, our staff is neither equipped nor trained to rescue birds and turtles struggling in the water. We think the most important thing we can do is to capture the news so that the reaction of readers and agencies and leaders can take their course based on a full and tragic picture of what's happening in the Gulf. Here is an email from James Harrison of Miami, who wrote to complain about our coverage of Senate candidate Marco Rubio after a series of stories on the candidate's questionable use of a party credit card. Quote, "When is the witch hunt going to end?" he wrote. Well, it's been a little while since one of these question and answer columns, which has helped to show that the paper does make it a point to look into any candidate on newsworthy topics. In recent weeks, we've run probing stories on Senate candidate Kendrick Meek's connection to the man in the middle of a housing scandal, to Governor Christ's role in the disgraced Republican Party chair's criminal case, and gubernatorial candidate Rick Scott's responsibility for a health care case made against his former company. Finally, here's a letter on opinion writing at the paper. Mario A. Iglesias of Weston wrote to complain about the growing number of conservative voices in the Herald after the addition of national columnist Kathleen Parker. Quote, "You are becoming the print version of Fox News," he said. "Your paper is no longer even pretending to give equal time to enlightened views." Well, this is a notion that comes up more and more as the country becomes so sharply divided. People don't seem to want to hear from anyone who disagrees with them. It's an unfortunate trend, and one that I think doesn't serve readers very well. The truth of the matter is that you learn more, don't you think, from opinions that go against your views, which is why we've tried to build a wide selection of opinions in the editorial pages among our dozens of columnists, plenty of whom, I should add, take a liberal perspective. Kathleen Parker, who is a columnist for the Washington Post and who won the Pulitzer Prize this year, often takes a conservative view, but not always, and she disagreed with the selection of Sarah Palin on the Republican ticket, for example. You can't be sure where she's going to come down on issues, and I think that's what we're looking for in columnists, whatever their leanings. So thank you for filling up the mailbox, for asking tough questions, for reading the Miami Herald, and for spending time here on MiamiHerald.com.